time for another episode of The Art of Struggle. Welcome to another episode of my podcast called The Art of Struggle. You can hear me rant about art, video games, movies, pop culture, CGI, the industry, and much, much more. My name is Fatai, and I'll be your guide as we explore the world of CG, pop culture, and the people who make it all possible. Alright, so let's dive into some of these articles. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so let's see. It seems China has quietly stopped approving new games for release. China, a famously massive market for mobile and online games, has stopped approving games for release in the country, taking the typical complicated task of releasing a game in China from difficult to impossible in the process. Bloomberg reports that officials speaking anonymously told the publication that the freeze comes shortly after an internal resurrection effort that shuffled power between departments, while another source noted that concerns have been brewing among regulators about elements of violence and gambling in games. But the halt has been officially confirmed thanks to Tencent's quarterly earnings report, with the company noting that the freeze has prevented some of its games, including PlayerUnknown's Battleground, from being approved for monetization. In a conference call spotted by Bloomberg, the president of the China-based game giant told investors that he believes it's not a matter of whether these games will be approved for monetization, but a matter of when. Releasing a game in China was previously a months-long affair that required publishers have each game vetted and officially approved for release in the country by the government. In most cases, game developers were required to jump through hoops to ensure that their games did not violate socialist core values heavily enforced by the government. Even PlayerUnknown's Battleground, the game that spearheaded the current battle royale craze, needed to be adjusted ahead of its official release in the country. So this is crazy right now. China has been definitely banning a lot of games due to violence and gambling. There was a few games over the past couple of days that just got banned. Monster Hunter, I know for sure, they've at least halted the release until there's some changes made to the game. I think it's just because it's way too brutal in the sense that you're dealing with killing monsters. You're hunting these monsters. You cut off their tail. So yeah, I mean, China's just becoming more strict, so devs are going to have to jump through much more hoops just to get their games available for those wide, just huge markets out there. So I wonder how this plays out. You guys can follow me, and I'll try to follow the story as much as I can. Alright, let's jump into the next story, which is Little Nightmares has sold over 1 million copies worldwide. The Bandai Namco published horror platformer Little Nightmares has sold over 1 million copies worldwide. That figure includes physical and digital sales across PS4, PC, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch, and comes around 18 months after the game launched. Developer Tarsier Studios suggested the title has smashed internal expectations and says its performance has vindicated the company's decision to pursue a new creative direction. We're very proud that our first original game sold so well. It's well beyond what we ever expected, said Tarsier's CEO Andreas Johnson. This achievement is a milestone for both Tarsier Studios and Little Nightmares. To have created an original game that becomes as successful is proof that the new direction for the studio was the right choice, and that feels great. So congratulations to those guys at Tarsier and Little Nightmare. Pretty cool game. If you haven't gotten to check it out, it's pretty cool. It kind of reminds me a little of what's that one where you play as this little Yarny? His name is Yarny. That game kind of, but it's like scarier. So yeah, if you get a chance, definitely check out Little Nightmares. It's doing numbers around the world. I'm not a sponsor of them, so don't take this as, endorsement. But yeah, it's a pretty cool game. All right, for our final story, let's dive into the world of PlayStation VR, which has now topped 3 million sales worldwide. Sony has sold through over 3 million PlayStation VR headsets worldwide since launching the device back in October 2016. The console maker broke the news in a blog post and revealed it's also sold 21.9 million PSVR games and experiences during that time. More than 1 million headsets had been sold as of October last year, meaning another 2 million units have made their way into the hands of consumers over the past 10 months. That upswing could have something to do with Sony's decision to release an updated version of the headset last October, with the new device packing an upgraded processor with HDR support, a streamlined connection cable, and a stereo headphone cable connector, all for the same $399 price tag, which is relatively cheap because these things are going for like $600 to $1,000, which is ridiculous. Like anything, it's probably going to get cheaper the longer it's out, the longer the technologies develop. I believe VR and AR technologies will be a lot cheaper in the future. So as for what PSVR owners are actually playing, Sony says the most played title among North American users is, drumroll please, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim VR, which was followed up by PlayStation VR Worlds and Rec Room. They didn't dish out any sales figures for those releases, but you can see what else people have been playing below by checking the top 10 list below, which I'm just going to tell you right now. You're welcome. You're welcome. Remember that I did this for you. All right. Number 1. We're starting with number 1, which is Elder Scrolls V Skyrim VR. Then number 2 is PlayStation VR Worlds. Number 3 is Rec Room. Number 4 is Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Then there's the Playroom VR. Number 6 is Job Simulator. Y'all will play anything, won't y'all? Alright, Job Simulator, Until Dawn, Rush of Blood, Batman Arkham VR. I've played that. That shit looks awesome. Farpoint, and number 10 is Super Hot VR. Alright, on that note, let's move into the quotes of the day. I don't know why I did it like that. Alright, let's dive in. So these quotes are from ya boy, Jim Ron. He's been giving out quotes since like 1980 something. I don't know, a long time ago. But here are some of the quotes that have resonated with me as I've read them. Let's dive in. Don't join an easy crowd. You won't grow. Go where the expectations and the demands to perform are high. Number 2, learn how to be happy with what you have while you pursue all that you want. Profits are better than wages. Wages make you a living. Profits make you a fortune. If you want to be a leader who attracts quality people, the key is to become a person of quality yourself. You cannot make progress without making decisions. Formal education will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. Motivation alone is not enough. If you have an idiot and you motivate him, now you have a motivated idiot. That's pretty funny. I'm going to leave you with this one quote that has resonated with me, and I hope it resonates with you too. Days are expensive. When you spend a day, you have one less day to spend. So make sure you spend each day wisely. Make sure you spend your days wisely, because we all have a number day, like a certain number of days. Our days aren't eternal, at least not yet, until we find that magic elixir of youth somewhere in the Bermuda Triangle, I think is where it'll probably be. But we all have a finite amount of time on this planet, and it's important to make every single one of those days as successful as you can possibly make it. Do what you got to do what you need to do. Remember, keep on making those art struggles, keep on struggling, keep on drawing, keep on painting, keep on sculpting, keep on designing, keep on singing, keep on dancing, keep programming, keep doing your thing, because the life you want is on the other side of your struggle. Remember that. The life you want is on the other side of your struggle. I want to remind you that you can listen to any of these podcasts on Anchor, iTunes, Spotify, pretty much wherever you get your podcast from. I want to remind you also, you can watch any of these episodes on YouTube. You can definitely follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, all those youthful social media platforms. I'm on there, and I have a presence now. So definitely check it out. Definitely like it, subscribe, send me a comment, send me a quote, send me whatever you're feeling like. Let's talk. Let us conversate. I will respond. Trust me. I ain't got shit else to do. So, yeah. Come on. I want to thank you once again for listening to this episode. This is Ty on The Art of Struggle, and I'm signing out.